Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It's your weekly freak show here on Renagade Radio and also Spotify, Stitcher, and all the podcast catchers, YouTube, everywhere you listen to podcasts or watch them. I'm Dark Mark, the Goth Comedian. As you can see behind me, it's my birthday this week. I have a very special freewheeling clusterfuck Zoom of a show, and it's going to be very fun. With us, as always, my co-host, everybody's favorite horror writer, Nicole Sixx.
Yay! Good evening.
You need to say that a little louder, Nicole. The Zoom.
Sorry, I think me and Hannah were both going at the same time. I said good evening.
Yes, I am. I've got my absinthe right here. I'm ready to go.
All right, take a shot.
Yes, and as you mentioned, we have my former co-host, everybody's favorite vegan heavy metal DJ, Hannah Bakk, is back with her room full of dogs.
Yeah.
And everybody loves the birthday shows.
Yeah.
Hi, Hannah.
How you feeling? Youngster, 21, finally you can drink.
I just had a couple sips of this, so that's why. Actually, Nicole was disappointed that we weren't doing this in studio because the studio shows don't have the delay. They're a little bit more fun, but I wouldn't be able to drink heavily like I'm going to tonight.
Well, you would need a DD. I would have been a D or DD.
No, so you were going to drive from Redondo Beach to Los Feliz, pick me up, pick Nicole up in Koreatown, go to Silver Lake, and then do it on the way.
I could have done that. I had a babysitter tonight, so I shouldn't say that. I feel bad. I had someone to watch my granddad.
Right. Well, and I don't know what happened to Hannah's phone, but one of Granddad's favorite guests, and she's really going to be a favorite guest today with that low-cut dress she's wearing. Oddly enough, she thought she was going to be doing a Zoom comedy show tonight, but she's doing a Zoom podcast. It's Hannah's favorite guest and a favorite guest of everybody, a lot of watchers and listeners, Jamie Gendron.
Yay!
Thank you.
How was your Halloween, Jamie?
My Halloween was really good. I just stayed home and ate way too much chocolate and watched a bunch of horror movies. It was cool. It was
awesome.
Cool.
I also had a great deal of chocolate on Halloween. It was an adult Halloween party, so they were all adult-sized candy bars.
Fun size?
No fun size, all adult size.
No raisin boxes, none of that.
No, they also had caramel apples and they had cupcakes. So I pigged out a little.
Right.
As well deserved. It's a holiday. I was the house that gave out the big candy bars this year because I've always wanted to do that since I was little. And I had all these groups of kids singing, Cruella has the best house. Cruella has the best house. So it really made me feel good.
We're also joined by another one of our favorite guests, one that for some reason, and by sheer coincidence, I don't think this was intentional. Every time you've been on, Hannah could not be on the show with you, and it's a shame. And she's going to realize what a great guest you are. You are the former lead singer of Otto's Daughter, now going solo. Now you're in, last time we talked to you, you were in Germany.
Yeah.
And now you're in, what, Michigan?
In Michigan.
It's Jacqueline von Bierk.
Hi, everybody.
And we have Mike Muratore, a comedian, coming on in a little bit. How are you, Jacqueline? How was your Halloween? I
am great. Sorry, my dog decides to drink whenever I do a video thing. Like, it's just saying, Bolt, can you stop it? My Halloween was good. I just spent it with a friend of mine, and we just drank beers and had some, fun.
Well, chocolate, because you got to keep that body in shape.
No, I had actually those Oreo cookies with freaking peanut butter are the best ever. If you guys have
delicious.
Oh my God, I couldn't even stop. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
Because I've seen some of your recent Instagram postings and Jamie's, and they're quite interesting, and we'll get into that. But first, now, this is the one time I'm not drinking our sponsor. I'm getting messed up. I've got some absinthe here, and I know that Jacqueline is familiar with this.
Yeah.
But normally, and tomorrow morning, because I'll need it, I'll be drinking Raze energy drink, the best energy drink there is. I actually, my housekeeper cleaned my house, and apparently there was a grape bubble gum extra that I didn't know was around. It was in some shelf somewhere. So now I get to finish off the grape bubble gum, and I still have some other flavors around. And they just came out actually limited time only. Franken Sour, the Halloween flavor. Franken Sour, which I'm sure it's like the sour gummy worms, which is surprisingly good. So go to the link in our description and the link, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify or whatever podcast catcher you're using, and get 15% off a case. I'm due for a case pretty soon. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with Nicole and Hannah. I don't know if I can get a buzz watching your cameras.
I can tell you it was me. Someone tried to call me. I just rejected the call.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
my ring light keeps like wanting to like break my face, throwing my phone, and it usually doesn't do that. I'm like, what's going on tonight? Come on.
Actually, the ring light that I'm using now, which tends to go out once or twice during the show, was purchased by my friend Jack and his son. So it's making me look as well as I can. So
you look very
Hannah,
handsome.
we just did a show with you a couple of weeks ago, and your phone did not do this.
I know. What the heck? What's going on? I think I'm gonna have to just move myself. Jimmy rig this.
Anyway, so I guess we'll start with Jacqueline, because I have not seen you in a long time. And
Before we get started, Mark, how was your Halloween?
Yes.
All right, well, we'll talk about it how everybody's Halloween was. Mine was pretty mellow. I went to a couple parties. Well, they didn't have the big candy like you had. They had the little fun size, and a lot of drinking and more drinking and drugs than candy at the parties I went to. But that's par for the course. I didn't really. Halloween is weird because I love Halloween. I love the macabre. I love all that, but I love dressing up like that not on Halloween.
It's true.
First of all, I love the day after specials. That's where I get most of my makeup for the year, and clothes and everything else. People were a little too over enthusiastic this year because they did not have a Halloween last year. Really,
I agree.
I was invited to two parties last year, which is Cleve Hall's party and Debbie Dutch's party, and they both throw great parties. And I didn't go because I was afraid of COVID, and the Delta variant was starting and all that. And then I regret it because Cleve Hall passed away shortly thereafter, and I popped by Debbie Dutch's this year, and it just, it's so everybody was just really dressing up like there's a lot of Wednesday Addams this year. A lot of sexy Wednesday Addams, which conflicts me because I love that look. I get a hard on, but the character's a child, so I don't know how to react to that. I mean, there's not a lot of Morticias. It's all like Wednesday Addams. Did you notice how many Wednesday Addams there were this year?
I've seen a lot of Morticias.
I saw a few Morticias. I saw couples costumes of Morticia and Gomez.
Yeah, I saw a few of those as well.
See, that's my goal, is to get somebody that we can do the Morticia and Gomez. I've never done the joint costume, like I'm going out with a girl and we're doing dual costumes, and we've never done that. Every time I've gone out with a girl that we've been on Halloween, we've done different things, and I would suggest let's do a couple things, but nope. So yeah, it was okay. It was fun, but to me, the real creepiness starts now, and the real celebration starts now, because it's Halloween's always fun, but it's the normies dressing up. Jacqueline, we met at Bar Sinister years ago, and you were really into that goth and industrial scene, so you dress like that, on a daily basis. Like back then, when you were really deep in the goth industrial scene, would you look at these people dressed all goth on Halloween and be like posers?
Oh, totally. I mean, I always feel like my friends would always laugh because I'd wear like a blonde wig for Halloween or something. They're like, you try to look normal for Halloween, which is not quite true. But yeah, I agree. I love Halloween. I'm not necessarily big into like the dress up kind of. And if I do, it's usually just same shit, like just blood covered.
I'm not a big cosplayer either. I'm not, I don't really get that extravagant with the costumes. I just I dressed up as a penguin for like a Batman club once, and like I had to buy a monocle, and it was like $7. I'm like, am I gonna buy this and I'm only gonna wear this once? And I even I texted my girlfriend at the time, and she was big into cosplay. She's like, of course. So that's what I did.
Mhm.
But Jamie, what did you? So you said you didn't dress up; you just stayed at home.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got dressed up for school the day before.
Right.
I went ahead and I got dressed up like one of Freddy Krueger's victims, sort of, except I didn't do the blood, but I was dressed very 1980s with the high tops and the, you know, like the stirrup pant leggings. And then I had a t-shirt on that had slashes on it with Freddy's hand coming up the front of it. And, you know, wore a bunch of red makeup, and it was fun. It was fun.
So
But your friend, your
the
friend,
victim of Freddy Krueger's jokes, basically.
yeah, your friend came as Krampus.
No, I know. I saw all of her costumes. She had a costume for a different day.
Oh, she did? Yeah.
Yeah, she had a whole like a strip on Instagram of like, okay, these are my costumes every day, which explains a lot because we were supposed to hang out and she couldn't do it. What were you dressed up as, Hannah?
I was Cruella de Vil. Ow. I had all my little dogs outside because my new passion in life is rehabilitating Pomeranians for the OC Pom Rescue. That outside, white zombie playing. This one, the little black and white one kept smacking the gate, and I had this little monster guy, so he'd go every time she slapped the gate, and a bunch of chips. You know, it was a lot of fun. I had everything in my closet, and due to my grandfather being on hospice this year, I stayed home, and surprisingly, it was one of the best Halloweens I've had. And may I add, it was nice not having to wake up with sticky latex and fake blood all over my head from previous years.
And that's the other thing. 2 years ago, you cajoled me into dressing up like Leatherface, and we did that. So,
Yeah.
what did you dress the dogs up as?
Well, this one naturally looks like a little Dalmatian right here. The other two, I just put in like little shirts because they gained a little too much weight for their costumes.
Aww.
Wait a second. You bought them costumes, and then they gained weight and couldn't fit the costumes.
Yeah, I put pounds on this little one because she was barely a pound when I got my new one. So
That's
Isn't it
cute.
one size fits all on the dog costumes?
no, they have small. It's weird, even with the dog diapers and all this stuff I'm learning.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jamie.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, all of that stuff comes in different sizes depending upon the weight of the dog and the size of the dog. You try finding stuff for weenie dogs because my dogs have legs that are like this long.
Mhm.
And yeah, I have to cut the sleeves off of the little outfits for them. So,
Yeah. Lannister, he has of course he's missing one of his paws, so you can tell when the girl wearing one of his shirts, it's like it looks awkward. Like
yeah.
his brothers, my one-armed brother.
By the way, somebody just joined us, and he's going to inject some semi-toxic masculinity to this very feminine show. He hasn't been on the podcast for 8 years, since 2013. Probably my oldest friend still doing comedy, Mike Muratore. I mean,
The dogs sound cute. Let me see the dogs. Are they there? Hold on a minute. I've been watching.
Here.
Let me see.
Well, don't start because Jamie and Jacqueline will show their dogs, and
That's fine. I love
Mike,
dogs.
that's
I used to breed them.
Mine
Yeah,
is to pick him up. But I should have hung out with Hannah because I was a vampire Dalmatian.
Oh, that's cute. This is my dog. This is not a
That's a
foster.
cute dog.
Aw.
He lost his leg in a dog fight.
Aw.
My nun,
he could
foster.
be yours, Mike. See, here's the thing, and I'm gonna get this serious thing out of the way, and then we're gonna talk all sorts of. I'm drinking absinthe, Mike, and I'm gonna tell the absinthe story. Anyway,
You're gonna start hallucinating. and
you
shit.
have been
That's
posting
hilarious.
like crazy how cute these dogs are, and they are. We've all been seeing those posts. Well, you're gonna have to give them up.
Yeah, the two are up for adoption right now, but if my little Daisy Blue does not get adopted by Christmas, we're gonna take her. And this is Daisy Blue. She is the sweetest little thing. Falls asleep
Aw.
with her hand.
I have a feeling you're going to be vetting the prospective adoptees very carefully and not letting anybody else adopt there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have two and always leave room open for one to foster constantly.
Right. And Hannah, I don't think you've met Mike. Nicole, I don't know.
I
Mike,
haven't.
on the show, here's my co-host Nicole Sixx, everybody's favorite horror writer.
Yes.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I'm good. We're just discussing Halloween.
Yeah,
I love Halloween.
You were just talking to Hannah, who was my former co-host, everybody's favorite vegan heavy metal DJ. Also on the show is Jamie Gendron, who's Eddie Murphy's favorite comic, and I'm sure we'll get into that. And because you're on here because Jamie, when we were talking before the show, and by the way, this show is going to have zero structure. I'm going to be fucked up at the end of the show. Jamie, I'm already getting a buzz. Jamie, I know you're taking a class, but Mike and I are here, and Hannah, Nicole, and Jacqueline are very funny. We're going to get that Eddie Murphy joke written and tightened up today.
We can do
I
it.
kind of did.
And this is Jacqueline von Bierk, very talented singer, podcaster. She has Motivational Mondays on YouTube, and she was the former lead singer of Otto's Daughter, goth industrial band. And what's the biggest band Otto's Daughter ever opened for, Jacqueline?
Probably Typo Negative. I mean, we toured with them for a little bit.
That's pretty good.
Celtic
That is
Frost.
great.
Now you must have some stories about Peter Steele that you could tell Hannah.
Oh my God, I love Peter. Yeah, we were really good friends. He would crack me up. We'd talk on the phone for hours. I'd be on the floor laughing so hard because he was just so funny.
I know, Mike. I got into a real Typo Negative phase, and I was playing you a lot of. That's the guy with the real deep voice, Mike. Black dumb.
I love that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, Hannah, do you have any Peter Steele questions for Jacqueline?
No questions.
Okay. Well,
That's off the record later.
we'll get back to that later. So, Mike, how was your Halloween, and what did you dress as?
What did
Well,
I do
saw the
this
little devil
Halloween?
thing.
I didn't do much on Halloween. The week before, when you were at the show, I dressed up like a devil and screamed at people.
And by the way,
What were you screaming?
I was pretty much screaming at them. Yeah, they deserved it, though. They needed a good screaming.
if you
Yeah.
ever see Mike is called the serial killer of comedy. So if you ever seen his act, that's basically it. He screams at people. And you dressing as the devil did not take a lot of preparation.
No, it wasn't. I'm in my dungeon right now, Mark. I'm in my home right now, my dungeon.
Yes, I see
Oh.
that.
Cool.
We both
wow.
discovered Zoom background screens. See what I mean about this light?
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you like you're gonna get molested, Mark?
No. This light goes out like twice, at least twice every show. Today it's really being detrimental.
It's
You're a lot to molest, though. They'd have to really work to
Right.
get to you.
So the first
call
time
is
I had
coming from
absinthe.
inside the house.
Jamie's killing me.
This is interesting because, except for Jamie, every single person on this podcast I met at Bar Sinister at different times.
Interesting.
I honestly don't remember meeting Jacqueline for the first time, but I remember when I saw you when we both taped Joy Villa's show. I was like, I know her.
I know.
I'm guessing I hit on you at Bar Sinister. Is that what happened?
No, I think you were just like emceeing or something. Like, I don't know. You were always in the circle and we met outside probably just hanging out.
I was in my pinstripe suit. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure about that.
Yes, you were.
My top hats.
Yeah.
And I must have been pretty messed up. But I do remember meeting you. I do remember talking to you, and I do remember we had a moment. And then we really got to become friends years later.
Yeah. But we reconnected at Joy's party.
Which is great. And Mike, we were there. I don't even want to say how long ago it is because I want to keep lying about my age. But
I'm
we were there
170 years old. I let it go gray. I said, fuck
it was a long time ago, and we had done a comedy show, and I was like, there's this club I heard about that's at Bordner's, Bar Sinister. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
And we checked it out, and the bartender had Absinthe, and we're like, what is that? They're like, have you ever heard of Absinthe? I'm like, no, we never heard of it. and she poured us Absinthe, which is like knockoff absinthe, because absinthe was illegal at that time. So Absinthe.
Now
was
you're
always
drinking real
big.
absinthe now, though, right?
Oh, this is real. Yeah, this is.
Oh, that's gonna fuck you up.
This is actually the 1907 recipe.
Wow.
This is good stuff. And yeah, Jacqueline, we're gonna go back to you because you know about European absinthe, and we really want to get into that. But they had Absinthe, which did not have wormwood in it, but tasted like absinthe. And so she poured some up for both of us and did the whole with sugar cube and all that. And I think Michael was drinking a Long Island at the time.
I was fucked up. I felt like werewolves. I was hunting werewolves. I was out of my fucking mind.
Well, you poured the Absinthe into the Long Island.
I was out of my mind.
It was a rough drive home.
It was yeah. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I was freaking out.
Oh
Because I'm already crazy. So anything where I hallucinate, it's not good. It's not good. Remember when we paid for Joe to get whipped at Bar Sinister? He got his ass kicked. We got to tell that story.
Yeah, this is another thing. Now, Joe, our friend Joe Adams, who just got married, and we were at his wedding, and Mike actually was sober.
I was sober for the first time in a long time because I wanted to get drunk because those old ladies, Mark likes old ladies, like really old, like dinosaurs.
No.
It's like a party of dinosaurs, ladies.
This is the misconception. And granted,
Nicole
I am
Sixx,
going out with
it was a party of
69-year-old
dinosaurs, okay?
We're all gonna be there one day, and I think older women have never looked better now. I was telling Mark, absolutely just gorgeous, even more stunning than some of these girls in their 20s, the way they take care of themselves.
Here's the misconception.
Hot. My mom's
I
hot.
like women of all ages. It's just that the women over 60 like me.
They love you, man. You're a
I don't know
geriatric
if it's the
gigolo.
glaucoma. I don't know if it's the dementia. I don't know what it is. But
It's
once
all
they
of
hit
those
60,
things, man.
I'm attractive. And granted, I am going out with a 69-year-old tomorrow. We're going to
No!
But and I showed Hannah the pictures of her. Hannah,
I want to see a picture of her. Put her on. Let's see the
you've
picture.
seen pictures of her. Hannah, does she look?
Oh,
Does she
Mark,
look 69?
these women, the older we get, the more we see through the bullshit, and we see the nice guys who are relationship material and something you want to spend time with that make you laugh, and that's who you are. So
Does she look 69?
oh,
And
Is
you
this
know,
the one that you showed me? She was hot.
Yeah.
For
So
69.
anyway, so
Hey, wait.
I love women of all ages. Go ahead, Nicole.
Nicole's killing me.
Mark. 69.
yeah, it's a good number.
Yeah, Mark, you're gonna get lucky
Yes,
tomorrow,
and we're going to see Lionel Richie all night long. Mike, you were saying?
That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, she was hot. The one that you showed me, the older lady. Yeah, she was hot.
I'll send you a more recent picture.
You showed me a picture too, like a long time ago, of an older woman that you were dating.
Yeah, that's the one. I was like,
Yeah,
she
she's
was 69, 65 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you look at her, you're like, oh, wait a second.
And I think
No, she's back in the saddle again. Like, didn't she leave you or something? Now she's back.
Well, she's always been in Las Vegas, so it's anyway, I don't want to get into it. She might be listening to the show. Anyway, but Mike was sober at this wedding. So Joe,
Yes,
Joe is our friend. And we went to his wedding. No, we went to somebody else's wedding. We went to Mike's wedding. A mutual friend, Mike. This is a good story. There's two stories here. One is the bachelor party.
Oh,
Now, Mike, great guy, born again Christian. So he didn't want to go to a strip club. He didn't want to do anything freaky. So we had like a little like park crawl, and we went to like a karaoke place and went to this other place. And we went to a club that was called Club Curves. And I had seen it on the news. It was a club for larger women. And on the news, they showed like plus size models, curvy women. I'm like, man, this is cool. This sounds cool. So I told people about it. So we ended up there. These were not plus size models. These were big women.
they were marking a dress. They bolted down the bar stools.
No, they were
The
bigger
bar
than
stools
me.
were bolted to the floor. I'm not lying. They were
The
bolted
bar
to the
stools
ground.
were solid steel. They had we were dancing, and it was like an earthquake. And then we had a scavenger hunt, and Mike had to get the panties of the bartender. Mike,
Which I did. She
he
gave
got the
them to me,
panties.
openly took them off and handed them to me.
You say handed it, but
Did
it was
you
like
use them
this.
to go
It was like a sail on
parasailing?
a sailboat.
It looked like a fish net, like a net to like catch fish.
Ah,
And then I put it in Mike's face, the future bride, the future groom, and he almost passed out. It was very funny.
It was a little stenchy. Anyway, so the thing was, our friend Joe loved it because he got tons of attention. All these girls were just checking him out. And Joe's always good with the girls anyway. So he's like, let's go back. I'm like, okay. And then we never went back.
Aw, you should go back.
And Joe's missing an arm. He's got a thing. It's very cool.
Yeah, Joe's been on the show before. Joe actually, one of the highlights of the Dark Mark show, especially the old school Dark Mark show, was when Joe stuck his nub up Sin Twistin's butt.
You told me about that.
Nice.
Post the
You
first
got to
time.
watch that show on YouTube. It's great. It is
I
one
don't
of the
want to watch
best.
that. I'm good.
That was back at Skid Row Studios. It was one of the best. Anyway, so, and I still insist, you know, he's married now, and Sid Twisted's actually in Arizona. Hopefully we can have her on soon because she's the most interesting woman in the world. Nicole and Hannah have been on the show with her. They agreed. But
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
she was kind of intrigued, and I think he had a shot that night, and I don't know what happened. Anyway, so we go to Mike's wedding, and Mike's like, drive over to my house. He lives in North Hollywood. The wedding it was in Huntington Beach. He's like, I'm gonna drive. I'm like, okay. So we have one drink.
One drink becomes like 45 drinks.
We have two drinks. We have three drinks. And I'm like, he's not stopping. Mike is not stopping.
I never stopped.
I had better stop. It got to the point where I actually had to physically peel Mike's fingers from the throat of Joe's then girlfriend.
But you're not telling the whole story. This is what she said. We're for her and I are friends now. So she says to me that Joe is cheating on her because she talked to psychics and she ran up like a $2,000 phone bill with psychics. And I said to her, where is he going to go? He's missing an arm. You've lost your fucking mind. Let me give you the prediction. He's not cheating on you. And then it went crazy and she went to kick me, and that's why I grabbed her. So he's leaving out all these details to that point.
I was concentrating on you not choking her. I didn't know all the details.
Her and I are
I
friends.
just
now.
turned
love
around and you
Carmen.
were her face is red and you're physically choking her.
You know, it's too like I'm screaming at, she's screaming at me, and one thing led to another. I was choking her, but I was drunk. And then we go in the car and I let Mark drive, but we're going the opposite direction. We're supposed to go to Hollywood. We're going backwards to like San Diego.
Let me preface this as I make a very non-traditional glass of absinthe. This is Splenda. Anyway,
You are going to get so fucked up.
I don't have sugar cubes in the house. So Mike and this other guy, I forget who the guy was, but
I don't
they were
remember the
both
dude's name.
crashed. They were sleeping in the back seat, and I'm driving them home.
Crashed.
In Mike's car, and you would think, oh well, you stayed sober. Thanks for helping us and driving us home. Now, I made the wrong turn. I'm not familiar with Huntington Beach, and we end up driving down to San Juan Capistrano. I realized my mistake, and I turn around on the freeway. That's when these two drunken assholes wake up and start giving me shit for driving the wrong way.
Yes.
It was like two exits on the freeway, and they got a whole thing. In any case, we end up at the IHOP in West Hollywood, and I had to sit there through the whole meal hearing stuff like, you got a fucking problem?
We were hammered. It was
You want to
horrible.
fucking fight now? All this shit. And I was sitting there. And by the way, these two guys were calling me and I'm quoting, because I don't want to get in any Dave Chappelle type of trouble, a pussy and a faggot because I wasn't drinking.
Okay, well, listen, that all this is true, but you got to tell them the story. Remember when you picked up the chick with no nose?
No, wait a second.
Oh,
Wait
They
a
want to
second.
hear. I don't.
So
Jamie
I
wants to
don't
hear this.
remember that. But
Let's
so
hear
anyway, the next day, so we finally get everybody home, and I'm stirring my absinthe with a plastic spoon, not a traditional absinthe spoon. So
Oh my god.
There's more. So the next day, about 2 p.m, I get this call. It's like, Mark, thank God you drove home.
Thank God. We
Thank
would have been dead.
Thank you. Thank you. I let it go to voicemail because I don't want to fucking hear from the guy. But there you go.
Mark, you don't remember when you picked up the chick with no nose at Bar Sinister?
Oh, please tell me.
Okay.
Was that the
He gets
Armenian
drunk one night.
esthetician?
He gets drunk. We're there, right? And he's hammered. And he starts dancing with this girl. And we're looking over, and she had no nose. Like her nose was gone. Like,
Oh my goodness.
You don't fucking nose.
No, it was weird. Her nose was gone. So we turn around, and he starts making out with the no nose girl. So we're like, do your thing, man. Hook up with no nose. Let's see where this goes for you. The thing that Mark doesn't do anymore.
Enough nose for 2 people, you know.
No, she had no fucking nose. It was gone. It was flat. They were reconstructing it or something, right? So Mark is way better now because Mark, you would talk too much. You would just be talking to these chicks and talking.
This is why I have Mike on the show because he remembers these stories.
Like he was talking to this Armenian optometrist that liked him. She was hot. And she looks at him. She goes, "You talk too much. Why are you just don't talk? Don't."
That's a true story.
But why are you talking? Just no. Don't stop.
I like you. Don't talk.
Yeah, she likes you. All you do is shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Nicole's
These
laughing.
girls know you.
She's seen me. Nicole and Hannah are both laughing because they've seen me talk too much. Right, Nicole, Hannah?
I think it's just, when you get nervous, you get going, and comedy is your thing. Like, that's your passion. So it's just part of who you are. But I mean, yes, I've seen you. But honestly, the last time, I'm not going to mention any names while we're on the show. But the last time I saw you flirting, I thought you did a pretty good job, and she was eating it up. So I think it just depends on the girl.
Hannah, you've seen me hit on girls. Do I talk too much? You're on mute. Or we can't hear you.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, I can't hear you, Hannah. I don't know what's going on. I was just about to tell.
We can hear you now. Yeah.
Hannah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Do I talk too much when I hit on a girl?
Oh, shit.
No, we hear you.
Fucking cat's assholes. Hello?
Yeah,
we
hear you.
hear you. Do I talk too much when I hit on a girl?
I just think you get a little nervous. I agree. And you're very cute and very charming. It's like a little nervous thing. It's not one of those obnoxious somebody talks too much things. It's cute.
Right. Anyway, so the first time I met Hannah and Mike, I was at Bar Sinister, and actually Nicole introduced me to Hannah. And Hannah's like, I need to get on your show. I've got so many stories for you. And I ended up spilling a drink on her dress.
Oh, damn.
It's cool.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
I didn't mean to. And then when I had you become the co-host over 3 years ago, I was like, okay, you got all these stories. Let's hear them. And you're like, I'm drawing a blank.
It's just, I didn't want any legal action against me with certain particular celebrities and all that good stuff. And then I didn't want my family to find out what I did in the past. But now that I'm an adult, I don't mind sharing some of those stories. I just I'll leave some names out, All
right. Well, since apparently you've grown up in the last 3 years, let's hear one story.
One story, like what would you like to know? Somehow I ended up doing blow at Colin Farrell's house with his cousin. Wasn't there one night.
Farrell from Jade's Addiction.
And I don't do that anymore, but I had wild nights like that.
Perry Farrell from Jade's Addiction.
No, Colin Farrell.
Oh, Colin Farrell, even better.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl, seriously?
Colin Farrell. Look at Jamie. Her eyes are going big.
Ooh.
Hannah, I met his sister years ago. She was lovely, but I never met him.
Apparently, Colin Farrell is very well endowed.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you Google it.
Wait, Jamie, how do you know this?
He
because
really does.
I've seen the sex tape.
Okay.
I not.
Oh yeah, when in the sex tape, he gets down between the girl's legs and he kind of lightly smacks her on the puss a little bit, and then he says, "This right here is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner." And I was like, "Oh yes, Father, bring it on."
Jacqueline's giving the look like, what the fuck have I stumbled into? What kind of show is
I
this?
love this. What are you
Oh,
talking
no.
about?
I've seen a lot.
Oh, I'm sure you got a lot of stories. I mean, just hanging out with Peter Steele and all the other people. I'm sure, Marilyn Manson, all those guys probably circled around, and I'm sure all sorts. By the way, next week, Hannah will be thrilled about this. Nicole, we are going to have Gotham Nightmare on the show, who used to go out with Madonna Wayne Gacy from Marilyn Manson,
Wow.
and
That's gonna be
claims to
fun.
have dated Trent Reznor for 20 years.
I
Wow.
remember this. You told me about that.
Hannah was on the show with her, and she just left the room.
Sorry, yeah, I had to break up a fight.
Well, now she's rebranding herself as either Porcelain Devil or Nazi Angel. So I don't know what's going on. She's African American.
I wouldn't
Hannah,
one.
what's that?
I wouldn't go with the second one.
Yeah, I think Nazi Angel is probably not good for 2021, but whatever.
Little
But
cookies
what
and
did you think of Gotham Nightmare when you met her?
Ah. Shh.
All right, we'll put a bookmark into that. And the first time I met Nicole was at Bar Centerson. She gave me. You had these business cards at the time.
Yes. I remember the
like
business.
Pokemon cards.
They were.
You gave me-
I had been approached by the makers of these cards, which were called Meet Meme, and they were trying to turn you into a meme as your business card. And on it, your power level was like your Twitter ranking.
Wow, so it was very ahead of its time.
It was.
A while ago.
Yeah, they made me like 3 different batches because each time I changed a picture because they changed my style, they make a new batch for me.
So I got the Pokemon card, and unlike all of my beautiful female friends, which 4 of them are on this call right now, I actually asked you out, and you flat out said, no.
I think I said you're too much man for me.
That's even
That's
worse.
exactly what I said.
That is even worse. You're too much man for me. I'm a heavy guy. That's even worse. But you were honest, and I appreciate that.
Well, she could have meant.
She didn't mean that.
Wow.
Think
Okay,
about
I'm
it.
She's
trying to
laughing
help
'cause
out here.
Yes.
Well, like Mark now knows that I date like tiny, nerdy white guys.
Oh, she likes really she likes the really tiny nerdy guys.
Heroin
But-
chic.
Yes,
I
heroin.
didn't say that, Jamie, because I had a date with somebody a couple months, actually last month, I think.
Mhm.
And we've been flirting online, and she was really into me. She was psychic. She was telling me stuff about myself that she would have no way of knowing.
Mhm.
Like she knew where I used to work. She would tell me things. Like she was weird. She was like a psychic. She worked like at a psychic store, and we went out, and there was definitely chemistry. And she actually texted me and said, I could tell, because she's like, usually when I go out with a guy on a first date, I'm wondering if they have a nice dick. She's like, I know you have a nice dick.
Ooh.
Like, really?
Look
And then
at
she
that.
ghosted me.
Aw.
Why'd she ghost you? What'd you do?
I don't know what happened. Well, here's the thing.
But you know what, Mark? She saw something coming.
She must have seen something, because here's what happened. So she's like, I'm like, I was setting up like a time for us to rendezvous the next week. And she's like, well, you may not want to rendezvous with me after you hear this. I'm like, okay, tell me. She's like, well, I have 2 other lovers. Like, fine. It doesn't matter to me.
Mhm.
And then shortly thereafter, I never heard from her again.
Well,
You know-
unless that was a test.
So
They get-
Tinkerbell, if you're out there, I'm giving you a shout out on the show. Her name was
Well,
Tinkerbell.
Mark, can you like go back and get another reading and like maybe respark the magic?
No, she's not. I sent her a happy Halloween text. Nothing.
Damn.
Yeah. So
You must have cheated on her in the future and she saw it.
That's what it was. Or maybe you were
no, I
murdering
did
her.
not. Here's
Maybe
the
you were
thing.
murdering her in the future.
Nicole, you say that, and I'm really getting buzzed now. I have never cheated on anybody and never will. I have a philosophy. There's people that cheat and people that don't cheat.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
one of the
true.
people that don't cheat.
Me either. I'll break up. I'll just break up.
Right. I'm like that. I'll break up with you if I'm looking for somebody else. Jacqueline, have you
I've
ever
cheated.
cheated?
I've cheated.
You're a rock star. You had no, seriously, Jacqueline, tell me, in the Otto's daughter years, you must have had guys throwing themselves at you all over the place.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of girls, like I got more numbers from the girls than the guys. Like
I can see
it's
that
kinda
too.
interesting. Yeah. It's like the
And here's
girl
the thing,
power thing. What?
Did you
Hook up
ever
with a girl? No,
have
I didn't.
groupies? Did you have groupies, male or female?
No. Oh yeah, I had a few groupies, I guess, but not. We didn't. It was like a harmless groupie thing, you know. Got to keep that relationship like professional.
Like every time you're in Frankfurt or you're in New York or you're in Chicago, there's like a regular groupie that you would hook up with. That's a yes.
I will just say, like, we've had a lot of fun. Like, we played a lot of fetish events, and I think they are so fun because it's just like anything goes kind of thing, you know. So we were in, I don't know where in Arizona, but there was like this whole. They rented out like a hotel where we all went after the show, and I mean, we just walked by each window, and there was just orgies going on like left and right, and like crazy weird shit, and spankings, and you know. The little when they put the hooks in and stuff, but just like way too much for me. Like it's not my thing. That's when I go like, oh god. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Like I've watched some crazy shit. I'm like, okay.
So you, even though you have this wild rock star image, you're a little vanilla, kind of like me. People think I'm a lot racier than I am.
Well, I can be crazy. It depends on who you're with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not so much like of a public, being crazy in public with a lot of people. Like, it's more like a, you know. I mean,
I have this problem where people assume I'd be the dominant one and I'm the submissive. I've had people ask me to whip them and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I like it
Yeah, I
both
can be
ways.
switched
Actually.
with that.
Yeah, it depends. You know, more of it like it depends on who you're with.
Well,
and
Jamie
stuff.
was a dominatrix, so we know that, and Hannah. I say Hannah's a secret dominatrix, but she tends to be submissive.
You know what? I actually think not just sexually, but then the fact that I have to be in control a lot. Even my mom said when I was little, I was always a little boss around the house. Like, no, you're not allowed to do this, mommy. You're not allowed to date this person. I pretty much run this household. So I guess I am dominant, and you're right. You know,
Because every time we've had dominatrixes on the show, and Jamie was one of them who beat a guy with a belt full of bullets. Hannah's like,
well, you know,
She knock him out?
Kinky Jesus.
no,
His
I
His
Kinky
name
Jesus.
was Kinky Jesus.
By the way, I can't believe how, and that's probably because I'm fucked up on absinthe, but I can't believe how it's already, I mean, we've already done a lot of the show, but Nicole, I think I got to pause so you can tell us about our other sponsor.
Oh.
I hope you're indulging in right now.
No, I just wanted to drink wine. I didn't want to smoke tonight, but I do. I smoked on Halloween. I definitely did. And for the record, our sponsor needs to send me more candy. Speaking of Halloween, because they have delicious white chocolate CBD, and I have been waiting to try this forever. They also
Charlie
have-
Renegade. She's talking about Renegade Kush and Renegade CBD.
I
Go to
am. I was gonna say
RenegadeKush.com.
they have gummies. They got sugar free. They have whatever treats and edibles your heart desires. All
You can pretend
CBD.
that's what this is.
If you go to RenegadeKush.com, RenegadeCBD.com, the bath products are so relaxing. The CBD products, the Kush comes in such, they have like artisans making chocolate and candies. That's amazing. Don't give them out for Halloween treats to the kids. Save them for yourself.
They are definitely adult treats.
Renegade Kush and Renegade CBD. Now, this is where I had to say, and I was reticent to talk about this during the show, but I have to. Charlie Renagade, the owner of Renagade Radio, and you can tell I'm pretty buzzed at this point. Really liked Hannah.
I've heard.
So into Hannah, and Hannah started her own podcast, Vegans Uncensored, and everybody's like, thinks this is like some I hate Hannah and I kicked her out, but I love Hannah and I love Nicole. Nicole actually introduced me to Hannah, but Charlie Renagade had such a crush on Hannah. As soon as I made the switch from Hannah to Nicole, Charlie Renagade is so into Nicole. I got to tell you, Hannah, what do you think about that?
I think, how am I going to say this nicely? Nicole,
You like dick?
damn hot. You deserve the best, and you deserve someone smart, sexy, highly intelligent, and I don't see it with him.
I hope he's not listening, but Nicole,
Well, he's
Charlie
pissed me.
Renagade is so infatuated with you. You are doing a blog about all your parties in Hollywood, which I think is great.
Yes. I like Charlie. I have no idea what he looks like. And I've already told him that's kind of a deal breaker. Like, I have no idea what he looks like. So I'm not going to
Hannah, do you know what he looks like?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I snooped around and I did find a picture.
How was it?
Well, definitely not your type.
And I've been honest with him. Like, there was a boy in town last week that I have a on again, off again relationship with. And I hooked up with him and I was spending time with him. And I've told Charlie that I have other interests, but I mainly told him that I have no idea what he looks like. So I would never commit to a person I don't know what they look like. And he's never shown me what he looks like. So I'm guessing he's hiding something.
So if I do some more digging like I did last time and I do come across that photo again, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Well, see, I thought Charlie was a girl.
So Crocs is also kind of a deal breaker. And I think he would choose his Crocs over me.
Yeah.
Was Crocs? Like he wears Crocs?
He loves Crocs.
Oh, that's like Ron Jeremy shit. Fuck that.
Oh,
You can't run
no.
away from the law when you have Crocs on. You can't run.
Actually,
Mike would know.
as the person who's been to jail, they give you Crocs in jail.
I know. They used to give you like the slip-on like karate shoes. Now they give you the Crocs.
They give the Crocs because you can't run away from them. They'll just club you to death. You
So
can't
Mike
run.
and I are old enough. We know the old school karate shoes that they used to give you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I've
Yeah.
seen those.
I remember them too.
Nicole and Jamie have been to jail. So have I and Mike. Jacqueline and Hannah, I have no idea. Jacqueline, have you ever been to jail?
Jail? Have we been to jail?
Yes.
I've been
Oh,
to jail.
No. The only thing I have ever gotten was like a parking ticket.
Jacqueline?
I have never been to jail.
Now, how did you end up? Because last time we talked to you, you were in Germany, which is great. The one thing I like about Zoom, and Nicole hates Zoom, I hate Zoom, Zoom sucks. But we're able to talk to you, and you're in a total another part of the world.
Yeah.
How did you end up in Michigan from Germany? Because you look like you were having so much fun in Germany.
Well, yes and no, because my mom was not well. So I was actually there to take care of my mom at the time. And then COVID happened, so I couldn't come back actually. And that was actually good timing because I would have not come back anyway until my mom was better. So I ended up spending some time in Berlin and, all the cool places once she got better. And I have friends here, so I got a chance to stay here, and I gave up my place in LA, in North Hollywood. I used to live there,
Right. I've been
And
there.
yeah, and I've given that up the beginning of the year, and I wanted to just spend some time traveling, exploring. My plan was actually to move back to New York, but New York is all a mess right now, so pointless. So Michigan is where I'm at right now, and I kind of ended up. I was in St. Louis, I was in Oklahoma, I was in Phoenix on my way here. And the lakes are so freaking beautiful here. It's just, I'm like totally out of nature, just.
Where in Michigan are you?
I'm in Mackinac City, which is like right, the highest point in Michigan, basically, where you can see the islands. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I was watching a documentary.
What?
Oh, I was gonna say, I was watching a documentary about Michigan last night and the water, how Nestle basically rebuilds these towns in order to get access to their water, and how in high demand the water is in Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what we are is like, it's just, the cool thing is like where I'm at, within 5 minutes of wherever you are, 5 miles, I mean 5 to 10 miles, there's always a lake. It's just gorgeous. It's really, if you're a nature lover, it's just like heaven. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. You know.
Now, what I've been up to, and once again, this may be the but I've been checking out your Instagrams, and Jacqueline, you've posted a lot of interesting, very semi-nude posts. You're very proud of your body, and you should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody should love their body, and also, you know, I'm a big advocate of promoting taking care of your health, and that includes taking care of your body, you know, your mental, your physical health. It's very important.
And anybody that's listening, and Jamie, Nicole, Mike, and Hannah, Jacqueline has a very serious body. I mean, she is
amazing. She's
great
amazing.
shape.
Thank you, guys. I just, you know, and I mean, I used to do burlesque. There's nothing to do up here. I could do it virtually probably, but
so what is your diet and exercise program? How do you keep in such shape?
You know, I have my dog, and he's a bigger dog. He's sleeping right now. Otherwise I'd show him to you guys. But so we walk like every day for like an hour and a half, 2 hours at least. And then I love Kundalini yoga and yoga in general, but I also love weight training. And I'm a vegan, so yeah. Hannah
and Jacqueline have something too.
Yeah, I'm very curious about working out and taking care of my body. Aero Pilates, walking my dogs all the time, even the ones that can't walk. I have a stroller.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
I'm ready to.
You know,
I might be trying to
body pictures.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Quick, Mark, I have a special birthday present for you. I just want to get it out of the way right now while I can. Okay.
Well, first off, let's get Nicole first, and then Jamie.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'm vegetarian. I haven't made the full switch to vegan yet because I love cheese.
I will say that sometimes I'm a part-time vegan, because once in a blue moon, like when my friends cook something and there's like some butter, it's butter or like a little bit of dairy, I will eat it sometimes. So I'm not 100% all the time, but if I'm by myself, I'm completely vegan. You know, I don't buy anything. Yeah.
And Jamie, go ahead. You were going to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna. So I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Are you vegan?
Where's I going? No. I'm from Louisiana. You know, if we can kill it, if we can grab a fork and stab it, it's on the plate. I mean,
I might be vegan soon.
Now mainly I'm into
why.
seafood.
I might be vegan soon, and I think I'm gonna slide down with vegetarian and then slide into vegan.
That's what I did too. Okay.
I tried Joy Villa's vegan program for a month, and I still have it, but it may have been, I gained 2 pounds.
You did.
I went vegan for a month and gained 2 pounds. So I don't know how that happened, but my mother, I'm too drunk to even talk about this. I'm about to cry. Had a heart attack this year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's okay now,
Okay.
but she became a vegan. Although when we went to Florida a couple weeks ago and saw my 98-year-old grandmother, she did cheat a little bit. She had some cheese and this and that, but she's vegan now. And my father, we do a Zoom call every week. This is the one thing that's good about Zoom. It's bad for podcasts. I fucking hate Zoom, but it's good for getting in touch with your family. And my father was asking me about plant-based diets, and I think he's about to do a plant-based diet, and I think I will too when I get back from my birthday, which I'm gonna actually, I'll be honest, full confession, and I'm fucked up on Absinthe. I'm gonna go down to Goldburger down the street and have a fucking big fucking cheeseburger.
You better have
But
take it.
when I get back from Vegas, I think I'm gonna try the vegan, actually a vegetarian diet, and slide into vegan.
Like I have so many friends that have turned vegan. I actually go grocery shopping, and if they're in my vicinity, I take them with me. If they're not, I go through everything that I buy because it's trial and error with stuff. That's either
be prepared to try the Los Feliz every week because we'll go grocery shopping.
All right,
But
I get this birthday present for you out of the way. It's time sensitive, Mark. Okay.
right. So anyway, so I
right.
think I will be.
Are you ready?
Hold on.
Go ahead, Hannah.
She has something for you.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Happy birthday, Mark. How old?
Hi, Grandpa. How are you?
Oh, cold.
Grandpa,
How old are you?
Grandpa, I'm so bummed that Bree Walker wasn't on this call. She wanted to be, but she couldn't be with her schedule. She wanted to talk to you because she thinks you're really sexy.
Lots of women think you're sexy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sexy, all right.
Grandpa, you rule. You are the king of social media. You realize that?
Could you put it higher?
No, I can't put it higher, but we can turn your TV down a little bit. That you are the king of social media.
I'm the queen?
King.
King.
You're the queen of
No,
social
I'm the
media,
queen.
Grandpa.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and I wish you many returns.
I appreciate it, Grandpa. I'm going to come
Okay.
down when I get back from Las Vegas next week or the week after, and we're going to have some dinner and hang out, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Invite him over for dinner and stuff.
There you go.
All right.
I'm really drunk tonight, Grandpa, just so you know.
Yeah, he's getting drunk. He's drinking absinthe.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. That was your special birthday present. And then I was gonna have the dogs sing to you, but the little cookies and cream brat decided to eat the hat.
And I got to tell you, that was really special.
Oh,
I know your grandpa is, he's seen better days, and I appreciate you having him on the show. And
Yeah.
he is a Dark March show. Just, I'm glad he finally got on the show.
Yeah,
Which
he
reminds me
has
of the-
always had the highest respect for you and loves you very, very much.
I love him too. And
So yeah, the dinner will
when I
be
get back
fun.
from Las Vegas, maybe next weekend, we'll have
Right,
dinner.
we'll
You
have
and
you over for
Josh and
dinner.
your Grandpa. And you can make it a vegan dinner. It's fine.
Or Josh can make you some meat dinner or whatever you want to do.
I don't give a shit. Fuck off. Fuck Josh. By the way, the absinthe is kind of
Who's
kicking
Josh? I'm missing out on this thing.
in. No, Josh
Josh
is
is
Hannah's
Hannah's
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Hannah
Hey,
likes
stop fighting.
older rock stars.
That's cool. That's the thing.
Well, actually, he's changed really well. He helps me a lot with my granddad during hospice, which means a lot to me. And
I'm not
he
saying
has
he's
kind
not
of
a good
changed his
guy. I'm
ways.
just
He
saying.
became a really good dad to the Palms. So
Everybody has a type.
I was gonna
Hannah's
say
type-
something.
Go ahead, Hannah. Go ahead.
I'm attracted to Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, and Hannah's attracted to my dad.
And
That's
I
it.
think we know. By the way, if people don't know who Nicole's dad is,
Allegedly.
it's possibly Nicole Sixx or Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
you know what? Who else I
It
find
says so on my
attractive
birth
because I like
certificate,
weird
but
guys?
his lawyers
Steve
have a different-
Buscemi.
What was that? I'm sorry, Hannah.
I said, I was talking to Mary from Vegans Uncensored earlier, and she sent me a picture of Steve Buscemi, and I said I have a crush on him too. I have a crush on like random different.
Hannah,
strange
be
guys.
honest. You would rather fuck Nikki Sixx than Steve Buscemi.
You know, I kind
Be
of
honest.
dig the funny now. Now that I'm older, I dig the funny.
Steve Buscemi's awesome. I'm just saying. You would rather fuck.
If I go back to
Nikki
Nikki Sixx, maybe in 1984, the year I was born, we could do that. Stop
Right.
fighting her. That's not nice.
Davey, what is your type?
My type, it depends on the guy, and I tend to like short guys. I have a thing
Right.
for short guys.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Mike's
And
very
you know
short.
what, Mark, you didn't even know this, but me and Jim have been in an open relationship our whole relationship. So that's partly why we work the way we work. I mean, he does
Is that
his
an
thing, I
invitation,
do
Jamie?
my
I'm
thing.
not sure what's going on.
I said that me and my boyfriend are in an open relationship, and we always have been. So actually,
Well,
you know who I'm flirting with right now is a trans man, a post-op
damn.
trans man.
So
Yeah.
like they were born a woman and they trans into a
Now
man.
he's a man. he had the full surgery. He's got a penis now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've gone over time, and we're gonna probably go on for another half hour, just so you know.
Why
This is
not?
Sloppy
Make
Drunk
it a
Night.
2-part series. It's
Jacqueline, what is your
birthday.
type? That's what I want to know.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very attracted to you. I'm
thank
drunk,
you.
but I'm just saying it. I'm putting it out there.
I'm seeing someone that's way younger than me. I
That's
like
fine. That's fine. I'm just putting it out there.
I like skinny, tall, and blonde and long hair.
Oh,
See, you
That's
and
kinda like
Hannah
a
are very
Vikings.
simpatico.
Vikings are kind of buff.
You know Charlie Hunnam, like that kind of.
Oh yeah.
See, I knew it. I
Oh,
knew it.
Charlie Hunnam.
His butt. Ooh.
I know.
The best ever with Charlie Hunnam. He was being interviewed, and they said, why do you think, when he was on Sons of Anarchy, they said, why do you think that the girl's character that he was in love with, why do you think she puts up with all of Jax's bullshit? And he actually said, because I've got good abs and an 8-inch cock. Isn't that enough? And I was like, wow. He
There you
better
go.
brag about how big his dick is.
Charlie
Yeah.
Hunnam has
Yeah.
a
And you know what makes him
I-
even
I'm
sexier is
guessing,
he has an
maybe.
accent in real life.
Yeah, he's from England. Yeah.
Wait a second. So,
Stop
okay.
trying to eat everything.
I got drunk with my sister and my mother a couple weeks ago in Florida. My mother loves Jason Momoa, and my sister loves, who does she love? I mean, she used to love Prince, but I think now she's into, I don't know what she's into, but Jason Momoa, they liked him, but I think he's a little too bulky for you guys.
too much
Actually,
man.
I like Jason Momoa.
I used to
Jamie.
love him, but now I'm over him.
Jamie, when I was asking Jacqueline about her provocative Instagram posts, and they are provocative,
Mhm.
you have posted some provocative posts of your own
Oh, yes,
on
I have.
Instagram. Nude photos of yourself, very, you've covered up the private parts, but they didn't give me a vote.
Barely. Yeah.
What type of feedback did you get from those? By the way, everybody can figure out I'm fucked up.
As you should be. Happy birthday.
Happy
But
birthday.
Tell us about that. You've been posting some nude photos of
Happy
yourself,
birthday.
and I
the
jerked
funny
off to
thing-
those. What
the
has been
funny
the
thing about
reaction
the
to
nude-
those?
Okay, the funny thing about the nude photos is my father asked one thing of me: please don't ever post nude photos. So what did I have to do? I had to post nude photos. But
They weren't completely nude. You did have.
I put the black spots over the nipples, and I put a black spot over the pussy.
Which I like.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't have a problem with my body. I'm very proud of my body.
You have a beautiful body.
Oh, thank you.
Hannah and Nicole, did you see these posts?
No.
The what?
Hannah,
No.
did you see these posts that Jamie posted in the news?
Oh yeah. Christiana and I are always like stalking you. We're always like, did you see this photo? Yes, hot.
So Jamie, talk about your nude photos. I'm gonna get another smart water because I think another absinthe is
You guys on drugs? What the fuck?
No, yeah, with the nude photos, it was actually my best friend Daphne that took the pictures, and we were trying to get some good lighting. And so we ended up on the back patio, and then there's some pictures that I couldn't post because they were like spread eagle kind of pictures.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't want to go overboard. My dad did say, like, guys have loved the response to those pictures. I mean, but then they come at me and they're like, oh, so you're trans. Well, I would love to suck you off. And I'm like, first of all, that's I know. And I'm like, first of all, that's the wrong way to approach me. Secondly, you do know there's this thing called an operation that you can have. I don't have that part anymore, so I can't help you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
I
did
get a
get a
lot
lot
of
of
that.
reaction from the nude posts.
Yeah, a lot of guys wanting to suck my dick that I don't have anymore.
Just for the record, I don't want to suck your dick.
Well, you couldn't have even if you wanted to. It doesn't
I
exist
understand
anymore.
that. Would I lick your pussy? I'm not sure.
Yes, you would, Mark.
I
Yeah,
probably
you would,
you
Mark.
would.
You'd eat a pussy. I know you.
I don't know. I'm gonna admit to something on the air.
Right.
I have dated a trans woman.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It never got that far, so I don't know what would have happened.
Well, I can tell you that several of my friends have nicknamed my vagina the Gucci Coochie.
Ooh, because it's
The Gucci
designer.
Coochie.
Well, not just
expensive.
that, but I'm also the only post-op woman I've ever known who can actually orgasm every single time I try.
Congratulations. That's
Wow.
fucking
See,
awesome.
I've-
that
That's awesome.
turns me on
yeah,
because I want to. The whole point of sex to me, and I'm fucked up.
Yes, you are.
Is to give a woman an orgasm
yeah,
and to really please her. I know I'm going to please myself along the way,
Right.
but I really want to please a woman.
Right.
well then
You
you,
know,
just
and that-
answered
and
your
that's
own
another
question about
good
whether or not you
point
lick
to
my
you.
pussy.
So
Yeah.
this is the weirdest fucking show ever.
You
But-
care about the way the other woman feels. A lot of men are just like, thanks, bye. And you want
I-
to make sure your partner's fulfilled. So you are a very unselfish
No,
man
no,
in
no, no, no.
every way.
Mike, since you're the
Yes.
only man on the show,
Yes.
I guess Jamie, you could chime in because you were a man at some point. But is there anything better than a woman's legs slapping you in the head?
That
because you
money,
please her so
it's
much?
pretty good. Those are pretty much it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Never
Okay.
went there.
Well, I know you. I know you transitioned at a young age.
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
was
14.
Once again,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
drunk, so forgive
Oh, wow.
me. I'm not trying to do a Dave Chappelle fucking bit. I'm just
Mhm.
doing a thing.
I
Mike,
know.
Yes.
you probably have a story that everybody here has not heard about me.
Come on,
I
Mike.
think, I'm trying to think something that we haven't talked. The no nose thing was great. She had no
One
nose.
time
That was
that we did-
fascinating.
Now, here's the thing,
Um,
Jamie. I know
Uh-huh.
you're taking classes.
Uh-huh.
And I hope you do. I hope you get as much as from the classes that you can get. I don't believe in comedy classes. I believe you're funny or you're not.
Jamie, who are you studying with?
Paul Moonjean at Flappers.
He's
And
a
I like
friend of
Paul.
mine. Don't.
Paul's great.
Paul's cool. You should check out Ro Della Grazia. You and her would click. She's a friend of Mark and I. She's super funny and she does one-on-ones. You would do well with her.
Paul is great.
Huh.
I like Paul. I have no problem with Paul. Here's the thing.
What's the thing
Anyway,
about
so
Paul,
here's the
Mark?
thing. But here's the thing. What I was gonna say. You, because I know that the first class they had, they showed you Dave Chappelle's last special, which sounds really fucking weird.
That is
Fucking
weird.
weird.
It's stupid, really.
Yeah.
And I
He
have to
showed
be honest.
Paul
and
showed
I'm-
you this? I talk to Paul all the time. Paul showed you this?
Oh,
Yeah,
Paul was
yeah, Dave's
bragging
taking Flappers
about
class.
Dave Chappelle.
Paul's lost his fucking mind. You should go check out Ro. You and Ro would click. Like, I know.
But
I'll send.
here's the thing. I have said this before in other podcasts. I'm going to say it on my podcast. Dave Chappelle as a stand-up comic is overrated.
Thank you.
Dave Chappelle on Chappelle's show was brilliant. Chappelle's show was brilliant. And the reason Chappelle's show was brilliant, as I pour my stevia into my absinthe, so I have no fucking sense of anything. Dave Chappelle's show was brilliant because Paul Mooney was one of the writers.
Oh, I love Paul
Chris Simmons
Mooney.
was one of the writers. They had brilliant writers. And Dave Chappelle is a great sketch performer. As a stand-up, I rate him like I rate Seinfeld. Average at best. Seinfeld's sitcom was great because Larry David was the head writer, and Larry David is brilliant.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is mediocre at best, And if what he did on his last special is what you tell me, where he did 40 minutes on transsexuals, which has nothing to do with his life, sounds like a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit there was one joke that I wished I had thought of because, but it would have been different coming from my mouth, and it's about that impossible meat or beyond meat. The impossible
That's
meat.
hilarious.
Well, this has Hannah and Jacqueline's interest because they're vegan.
Yeah, so he told this joke where he said, Dave Chappelle tells this joke in the special where he says, that vagina that they give y'all, it might look like pussy, it might taste like pussy, but it's a little bit like beyond meat. And I was like, I wish I would have thought of that for myself, but it comes out wrong coming out of his mouth. Mainly because he said he agrees with the TERF movement.
That's not a bad joke as I slide myself into further drunken oblivion.
My grandfather has this joke he always likes to tell, and I don't think he's well enough to tell it, so I'll tell it on his behalf. So this man brings home this woman from the bar, right? And they're going to hook up. And she's like, all right, excuse me, I'm going to go in the bathroom and get myself more comfortable. She starts taking off her eyelashes, takes out her hair extensions. The guy's looking like, okay, or whatever, removes her one arm, removes her leg, and he says, you know what, just stop. And when you get to the part that's most important, just throw it over here.
But here's where we're leading towards. This is what I think you need, Jamie, because your life has been so amazingly interesting. And the one thing I really, I'm so fucked up. One thing I'm really glad is that I've been able to bring it out is how extraordinary the life is. And I think you need to watch, even though Dave Chappelle says she's not funny, Hannah Gadsby's specials, because they're not comedy specials, they're one-person show specials. Now, the first time I did a one-person show was with Mike Muratore. And we did it at Theater Underground in North Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike Muratore did an hour of setup joke, setup joke, setup joke. Very funny. I followed that, and I did 7 minutes of a whole one-man show that I had written, and it bombed. I didn't get one laugh for 8 minutes. Then I started getting some laughs. What I did was I rewrote it, did it in Melrose at a place that they had a coffee shop in the front. They had a really dark theater in the back. Remember, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
I was going out with LaShonda at the time. And I went out and did maybe the best stand-up set I had ever done. It's not really a stand-up set. It was a one-man show. And everybody laughed where they were supposed to. Everybody had emotions where they're supposed to. And it was amazing. I wish I had the recording of this to this day. And in retrospect, the guy told me he could have recorded it on CD, and I could have had it on CD, but I didn't. You remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
Jamie, you're funny.
I don't think to eat, and a guy hit on me.
Guys love Mark. He's a gay man magnet. They love him. I got a good story.
About the time the guy hit on me on Rose Avenue.
All right, I got a good story before we leave. So we're out, and our friend Joe, it was his birthday. We got him drunk. We're Mark, what was the name of that place we were in? It was on Hollywood Boulevard. The World something. Anyway, we're in the
World Club.
Right. The best looking dude in the entire place hit on Mark because women were throwing their drawers at him. They're flirting with him. He's just blowing them all off. He's like, no. He looked like Billy Idol, but better looking. He walks up to Mark and he goes, I want to take you out. Now, at this point,
No, he said, I want to buy you a drink.
Yes. And he was like rubbing your back. It was hilarious. And you turn around and you say to Joe, you go, this is my boyfriend. And then you just killed it for him. So, Mark, if you ever want to cross, You're gonna do better. You might do better in that world. You might kill it.
No, I would definitely do better in the gay world. But here's the real story. My friend Joe had a drink called liquid cocaine.
Oh yeah.
It was Goldschlager, 151, and Jägermeister. And
Oh.
you had to have
my
a
God.
Sprite chaser because otherwise you could never fucking deal with it. And his soul left his body.
Yo, he was gone.
And I was like, I went to the Mike and all these people who were with, like, we gotta go because he's basically where I am right now. So I said, so this guy came up to me. He's like, I have to buy you a drink.
He
Like,
was flirting with
guy-
you. You had to see it to believe it because you wouldn't believe what you were saying.
This
It was
is
like
my
one of those.
boyfriend. I have to go. He's like, and he grabs me by the arm real hard and said, I have to buy you a drink. I said, this is my boyfriend. I gotta get him home. And then he let me go. But every woman in the club was after him.
All over him.
After me.
And he singled out Mark. I watched the whole thing go down.
Wow.
So,
You missed your
But-
chance, Mark.
but a similar thing happened on Melrose Avenue after I did the one-man show.
When they did the beeline, those guys did a U-turn.
Right.
That's
We were,
true.
it was you, me, Susan Brennan,
Yep.
and LaShonda, who was going out at the time. And I gave her a bouquet of flowers for the show. She was wonderful. I don't know how I fucked that up, but I fucked up a lot of things. So we were walking down the street, and this guy looked like Marky Mark on like an ad, like a model on the Calvin Klein ad. Mike,
Pretty
am I
much,
exaggerating?
Yeah, no. It was a group
He
of them.
literally turned
they
around
U-turned.
and looked at me. And it was so obvious that he was looking at me. And
What freaked us out is like, well, really? I got 4 gay cousins. I'm like, they're not going to hit on Mark.
If
none of
I
them.
was gay,
You
I
would
would
be
have
you'd
the
be cleaning up
hottest
right now. You'd be killing the game.
I would have the hottest boyfriend. So it's 7:22, and I can't believe how fast the time's gone. There's so much stuff I have to ask Jacqueline. Like, what is going on with your music?
I'm working on new stuff. Also, like very heavily doing my research, like with NFTs, like the crypto world. So
Tell me about that, because I have no idea what's going on with that.
yeah, it's super involved, and it's more about the story around the songs and creating artwork along with it to make it more valuable, and then offering it on like an OpenSea network. So I'm doing a lot of research on that, but I'm also doing reaction videos now on YouTube. So that's kind of what I've been actually the busiest with.
Oh, I got to see those. I
Yeah,
love reaction videos. I love.
yeah.
See, here's the thing, Jacqueline. I hate to tell you this. White people doing reaction videos doesn't work. It's got to be black people. It has to be.
Black
It
people.
has to be.
Oh,
I
no.
love when black people react to like white people stuff. It's
Oh,
the
just
greatest.
No, it's fun. I'm really enjoying it because I'm getting back into the passion of, when you're a musician and sometimes you try so hard and things don't work out and you kind of get burned out a little bit. So coming back to this and discovering new bands and bands that I have not heard of, it's cool. It's fun,
So Jacqueline, what is the latest reaction videos that's gotten the most attention?
Okay, there's this Russian singer Dimash, who is he's actually from Kazakhstan, and he is freaking amazing. He's like operatic pop. He can sing it all. He did like Freddie Mercury, Bohemian Rhapsodies, but
Wow.
he's out of this world. He's like 27 years old, and he sings like an angel. He's just like crazy. And then there's another singer. She's Russian as well, Diana Ankudinova, or Diana. Fans get really mad when you say it the wrong way. And she sings kind of like Cher, but even deeper. And she's really young. So her voice is absolutely crazy. Like she has a polyphonic like voice. That's like, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm gonna Google this.
Yeah,
But
those
you
videos.
don't like react to like shitty rap videos or pop videos.
That'd be a different channel. I would love to do that. Just like the suckiest bands, like the worst band.
Because I love
Hey,
when they
guys.
like white people like find out that like Michael McDonald was white, or like the Righteous Brothers were white, and it's like, oh my God, they're white! It's the greatest thing ever. But I will check those out. And-
Speaking of music, before we all go, I think we should sing "Happy Birthday" to
Yeah,
Mark.
No, before we go, I have to go back to Jane. Jane,
Okay.
tell us the story about how you met Eddie Murphy. And Mike and I are going to make it into, and everybody else can contribute,
Yeah, I want to hear the
a
story.
real bit.
Yes.
Okay. Can I run by you the abbreviated version of the joke that I kind of already did first?
Sure.
Okay. The joke goes, I was 19 and I met one Mr. Eddie Murphy and we dated for about 9 months. Now, the one thing I'll tell you about Eddie Murphy is he is the only man in the world that when you make him come, goes, hey, 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 hey. That's the joke. Now, how I met him was 2 of my closest friends came out to Hollywood and I was still in New Orleans, and they met Eddie first, and he liked one of my best friends a lot. And she said, well, if you like me, you're really going to love my best friend back home in New Orleans. So he paid for my ticket to move me out here. And when I got out here and he met me, that was all she wrote. He wanted to be my sugar daddy. He wanted to put me up and take care of me.
The
And
rumors
he
are
would come
true.
see me. Yeah, he would come see me every week and bring like stacks of money, and he would peel me off a bunch of money out of his middle console in the car. Like he was my sugar daddy for about 9 months.
Wow.
Okay, so we got to make this into a bigger bit than, oh, I fucked him and he said,
Yeah.
That's
Mike.
still really funny and disturbing.
It is disturbing.
Well, the thing is, Jamie Gendron is such a podcast all-star. Her stories, her life is fascinating. I love her.
Oh.
And her looks are oof.
After seeing her nude pictures, I want to fuck her. But her boyfriend will
It definitely
allow it.
worked.
I'm
Calm
just saying,
down.
I am so fucked up. I'm just saying, how can we make this bit a better bit? Mike.
I like the backstory is great. How he's peeling you off money, and was he was totally into you, right? He just like
Oh yeah.
you
what
were
we
in.
didn't what we didn't say is the first time you spoke about this, and this is when you were on a podcast with a woman that I thought I had a crush on and had a crush on me, but apparently did not.
Yeah.
Story of my life is that Eddie Murphy flew you out from New Orleans,
Mhm.
but met you at the Astroburger by Paramount Studios.
Yep.
I know
While
that.
he was filming Carl
No,
Knight.
the Astro Burger on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Right.
The good
All
one.
right.
Back when it was across the street from Okie Dogs, and that's where all of the hustler boys hung out and the hookers were out there. And yeah, Eddie pulled up, and my friends were like, that's him in the black Aston Martin. So I said, okay.
I don't care what Paul Mooney says. This is what you have over anybody trying to do comedy. Is
Mhm.
this life story?
Yeah. Well, you know who I've been talking to is Michael Gogan. And
I love
he
Michael.
has
Oh
a writing
yeah,
I love
I saw
Michael.
him the other day.
He has a writing partner and he wants to work with me about getting my life story put into screenplay version. So yeah, that's something that we're going to be doing in the near future, is starting to work on that.
I can see that. Now, have you seen Hannah Gatsby's Hannah or whatever the big Nanette, whatever the big thing that she did?
No.
I would recommend you see that before you see Dave Chappelle's show. Because
See,
I think your life story is more of a theater piece than a comedy routine.
but Jamie, you're way more interesting than her. Her shit was boring for an hour. It was just, okay, you're a lesbian from New Zealand. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like as a guy, I was like, okay, and
Yeah,
what
a
else?
couple funny jokes, but yeah, at the end, I saw what you.
Jamie, your story's deep. Like it's a movie. It's a book. It's a book. I tell you to write the book first.
I did.
Good.
I have the book. So
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wrote the manuscript, but the problem I ran into were no publishing houses wanted to speak to a first-time author. No unsolicited manuscripts like that. That was the stumbling wall I kept running into, was nobody wanted to publish it. And I didn't know if I wanted to self-publish or not.
I think you should.
You should, because you're interesting. Nanette, it was all right. I mean, your whole story is great. Like the whole.
I can't wait till this posts so I can actually listen to this and figure out what's going on because but
Mark, are you that guy?
I'm after three shots of absinthe. I'm in a very interesting state.
How many fingers am I holding up?
But Nicole and Hannah, do you have any? Because you're both funny. But do you have any advice for Nicole, for Jamie? I'm fucked up. Do you have any advice for
keep
Jamie?
doing what you're doing. You are sexy. You're an intelligent woman. You're funny. And Nicole, same goes for you. You guys are just awesome.
Because here's the thing, Mike. Jamie actually, and Nicole saw her at Flappers.
She was funny. She was funny.
Thank you.
Commands any stage that she's on because she was a performer in Las Vegas. She was a stripper. She was a vaudeville host, and she commands any performance that she's on. My whole problem with what she does as an act is she doesn't get to the punchlines fast enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if the more you do it, though, it's like repetition. You'll figure out how to shorten the distance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you to check out. I'm going to send Rose info to Mark, and when he becomes sober tomorrow, to send it to you. Because Paul's a friend of mine, but I couldn't see you taking that class with him because you're just more interesting than what he's going to tell you. With
You're
her,
more interesting to Paul Pomney, and I don't mean this in any disrespect to him.
No, Paul actually told me on Saturday that I had the joke of the day in class. So that made me feel a little better, but
wonderful. I want to fuck somebody in the class, so whatever. But
there's
Paul
a couple
is
of
nice.
girls who'd like to fuck in that class, believe me.
Yeah, Paul is a good comic. I like him, but your life is so much more interesting than his life.
absolutely. I mean, he's a friend of mine. I talk to him all the time. I talked to him the other day.
Mike, let me tell you something. Jamie has fucked River Phoenix, the guy from Maniac Cop, Frank Burns from MASH.
Damn.
Tell me about Frank Burns and MASH. I really want to hear about this.
Frank Burns from MASH was with the guy from Magnum PI who owned the little bar on the beach. They came into the club together when I was stripping, and they sat down with me and a couple of other girls. And the next thing I know, Frank Burns from MASH has a thing for me. So I told him, I said, well, there's this little thing I do on stage. I'll do it for you. And so I went up on stage and I was dancing and I put 151 rum on my body and lit it on fire. And then he was like, oh my God, you can light your body on fire? I was like, yeah, it's something I do all the time. And he just got so fascinated with that he was like, we have to go get me more cash so I can tip you more. That's just all there is to it. So I ended up walking with Frank Burns all through the quarter. We found an ATM. He got me a lot more money. And yeah, I ended up having sex with him because I was a hooker at the time. So
I bet he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, and I was the only trans woman he's ever been with. And that was when I was still pre-op. So.
Oh, wow.
Unforgettable.
You got to talk about all this. It's great.
How did you put
the
fire? How did you not burn yourself?
I did that part quickly, but when I used to dance with fire on a regular basis, you actually use the green rubbing alcohol. And for some reason, the green rubbing alcohol burns cool. So if you light your body on fire with the green rubbing alcohol, it doesn't really burn you.
Oh
That's
wow.
awesome.
So I
Good
used to
Something
use
for
fire
you, for
batons,
Jacqueline,
and I
for
would do the whole
future
thing.
live performances.
Yeah.
I
Let me
think
tell
I
you
got
something.
one.
Jacqueline
I'm too
is an
clumsy.
amazing live
I'm
performer.
clumsy too.
I performed, and I'm fucked up, but I'm going to tell you something. I performed a show at the CIA. Jacqueline performed, and she had balloons, and everybody there never forgot.
And my glitter gun, that's why I don't do the fire. My glitter gun.
Ooh, a glitter gun.
And I'm like, Mark, get over here. I don't know how to pop it. Yeah. You were
And
my-
All right,
I'm
guys,
so
I think it's
glad
time to sing to
finally
Mark.
got to meet Jacqueline.
All right. You ready to
Yes.
sing to Mark?
Let's sing to
Uh,
Mark.
I'm gonna be a dork. This is gonna be a virtual wish, okay?
Yay.
Guys, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
Mark.
Crazy motherfucker Mark. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you, and many more. Okay,
you.
Wish, I'm gonna blow it out for you and tell me when.
Come on, sing. Happy birthday, Bolt. Sing,
Go ahead, one.
sing. Happy
Ready?
birthday.
1, 2, 3.
Make a
Make your wish.
Yay.
Now, I'm fucked up, but I do see that 7:36. So I do want to say that Mike, I'm trying to think. The first time I met you was at the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah.
Julian
1997.
Jones. I had lived with Julian Jones and Darren Carter and Scott Schultz.
Yeah.
They lived in a 2-room apartment, and I lived in their garage. And Scott lived in the futon living room, and he was pissed because I had privacy. But we did a show with you at the Improv.
Right.
That's when I met you. Any other stories about me, no matter how embarrassing, because I'm fucked up, I don't give a shit.
When did you and I meet? I'm trying to remember. Erica
No,
introduced.
Jamie, the first time I met you was because Amazon Eve introduced me to you
Yeah.
and booked you on my show at the CIA. And we became soulmates ever since.
Yep.
I don't know why Eddie Murphy, River Phoenix, Frank Burns from MASH, and other people have made
Jared
love to you and I
Garcia.
have not. But that's the way it goes.
Jeez.
Mike,
He forgot Jerry Garcia, by the way.
Oh,
Jerry
yeah.
Garcia, I forgot about that. If
really?
you want to talk about that, please do.
So I was working at another strip club, and the Grateful Dead were performing in New Orleans in 1988. And they came into the club where I was working, and they picked up me and a couple of other girls and took us into the back VIP room, where we proceeded to start popping bottles of Magnums of Dom Perignon and passing around joints the size of cigars. And we were just partying our asses off. So I ended up on my knees down between Jerry's legs, and on the side of his dick, it looked like it said MIA, and that's not a lie. That really is. I know it's a joke, but it looked like it said MIA. So I pulled on it a little to get it hard. And when I got
But
him
you
hard,
did.
it said, yeah. When I got him hard, it said made in the USA. That's
Oh,
why I
That's a
always say
bit for
"Oh, I
you.
gotta
That's
show her."
hilarious.
Yeah.
But you didn't get Bob Weir or any of the more.
Oh, and the punchline
eventually
is Ben
handsome
and
lead
Jerry's
singer
got the
guys.
flavor all wrong. Yeah, that was the punchline. Ben and Jerry's got the flavor all wrong.
By the way, Jamie and Hannah, I could see are already laughing because I'm fucked up. They've never seen me fucked up.
I
Even when
haven't seen you
Hannah,
fucked up in a long time.
even
not
when
like
Hannah
this
had
fucked up.
her-
I've seen you buzz, but not like
even
this,
when
and it's a
Hannah had
blast.
her birthday party at Plumbo's Crown Room, I wasn't this fucked up.
Mhm.
You
I
remember
was
that,
though.
Ken? Even
Let's
when,
not talk
even
about
when
that.
Nicole was at Bar Sinister, she's never seen me this fucked up.
I
Jacqueline definitely has never seen me this fucked up.
I definitely want you to eat a banana and drink some water in the morning, though. Okay.
I will have a raisin drink and a water in the morning.
I
But,
have an
Mo-
hangover
Mo-
elixir I wish I could just give you right now.
But Mike,
Yes. Yes.
Jacqueline, are you having fun? I hope you
Yes.
are. Because I adore you.
You are very entertaining right now.
Oh,
I just love your show in general. You guys have always so many interesting, amazing, like.
I am so glad. I'm so glad you're entertained. So I know we've had you on with Frida Guerrero, who's a wonderful actress. We've
Oh
had
yeah.
other people, and
What was that?
you
comedian?
yourself are a fascinating woman. I mean,
Thank you.
geez. I'm part German, and the part German of me just really ready to see you, especially with your recent Instagram posts. But Mike,
Yes.
we're at like 7:41. I can't believe it's been going on so fast, but I'm fucked up. What's another Mark White story you have for them?
What was that woman you were dating? The one from Australia? What was her
That would
name?
be Danielle.
Oh, she was insane, dude.
She had 40 double D breasts.
She was crazy as fuck. She wound up marrying a woman, right? Didn't they try to have a baby or some shit?
She's still together with a woman, which is fine.
Did you and Amazon Eve ever have sex?
I never had sex with Amazon Eve.
I was just curious.
Jamie, could I have had sex with Amazon Eve?
I think that possibly you could have.
Now you tell me. Jesus Christ. She actually has credits.
And that's a lot of woman.
That's a big woman, Jamie.
Oh,
she fixed my shoulder. She used to do
Mike
rolfing.
Her ex-boyfriend.
She fixed one of my shoulders. It was the craziest thing. I was at a bar, and her hands are gigantic.
Oh yeah.
And she was able to go inside the muscle. It's like she dislocated my shoulder and put it back in. It was the most painful, craziest thing I've ever experienced, but she fixed it because I was going to get surgery on my left shoulder. And she goes, no, I can fix it. I do rolfing. And I'm like, go for it. And it was incredible. But yeah, she's a lot of Mark. I don't know if you can handle Amazon Eve. That's a lot of woman. She'd probably break you in half.
She's a wonderful woman.
Amazon Eve's cool as hell.
Very intelligent.
That might be a good way to go out.
Very wonderful.
Right? She snaps his neck.
Hannah, would you approve of me going out with Amazon Eve?
Fuck yes.
Nicole, would you approve of me going out with Amazon Eve?
Yeah.
Jamie, would you approve? I am fucked up. Would you approve of me going out with Amazon
Love you,
Eve?
Mark.
I think that you should at least ask her out. If you're attracted to her, at least ask her out and see what happens. I think that y'all could be a good.
Anyway.
It's better than me and her, because look, when me and her used to hang out, people used to think we were a lesbian couple because I'm only 5'6". She's 6'8".
Right.
So we would
She
walk
is
around
long,
corners and guys would
very-
be like, holy shit, you're a big bitch.
I
Yeah.
almost invited her
Good
to
for
this
you.
birthday
It's
party.
hilarious.
I almost invited her to the birthday party, but by the way, I'm quite fucked up. But
Why don't you
I
invite her to the
no.
after hours birthday party, Mark?
By the way, Jamie, Nicole, Hannah, and Jacqueline, you've never seen me this fucked up, I don't think.
I've never seen you this fucked up.
I don't think that's.
I like you like this. This is fun.
It's cute. It really
Okay.
is.
So before we go, and I know it's like 7:44, and we've had so much fun. Let's get this bit for Jamie down. Mike, Jamie used to fuck Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I know. I heard it. Jamie, I like the bit about you and Amazon Eve coming around the corner. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, this guy stopped dead in his
So
tracks
how
and was
do
like, "Holy
we-
shit, you're a huge bitch."
It's
And
hilarious.
Jacqueline, Hannah,
It's a
and
bit.
Nicole, how do we make this bitch a killer by her fucking Eddie Murphy?
I think, Jamie, I
Because
think you got to
nobody
tell
has
the
this type of story.
Jimmy, you got to tell the real story. The real story is great. The Astro Burger, him coming out of the Aston Martin, handing you money.
Yeah.
That whole,
Laughing.
you build up with that, and then the punchline. The punchline you have now is okay, but I think you're going to come up with something better. That
You
makes
really
that's
got to
more real.
nail in the when he comes though and makes that freaking noise.
Oh yeah.
You have to. That's hilarious.
I'm in New
Every time I
Orleans.
hear him laugh, I'm gonna think about that now.
Somebody emails me and says, Eddie Murphy is interested in you.
Well, all these
That's the
famous
setup.
people that you've been with, you got to talk about them in your act because that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nash, Jerry Garcia, that's crazy.
Maniac Cop got high on crack in my living room and had on pink lace ruffly panties,
Talk about
bubblegum
this shit.
pink lip gloss, and he was dancing around saying, "Aren't I pretty? Aren't I pretty?" Fucking hilarious. Just hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, good times, good times.
Yeah.
So
The
you're
good
re-
old days.
You just have to tell your real story. That's just in
Yeah, I
itself.
agree. I agree with them. You have to
You're
tell the
ready
real
to be
stories.
a
They're
deadhead.
incredible.
You're almost ready to be a deadhead. Because I'm so fucked up. Because of Jerry Garcia's fuck dick and what it says, and then Eddie Murphy comes over to your emails.
Mark, you're gone, man.
You need a
You're
lot of
gone,
water.
dude.
No more.
Water.
Fucking gone, brother.
That didn't even make any sense.
it's
Side
over.
note.
Where's your oh, we missed you. Come back up. Come back up. There you go. Oh,
You need a lot of water, dude.
are you showing us what it's like in your head right now?
Oh my God.
You just noticed.
That's hilarious.
Mark,
What's going on?
Anyway, you just noticed. But Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead wanted you to tour with them. And then Eddie Murphy came around.
Yeah. The Grateful Dead wanted me to be a go-go girl for them on stage.
You got to talk about all this. It's great.
Mark,
Yeah, I was.
okay.
Mark, you all right?
He's sneezing or choking to death. What's going on there?
Or is he crying?
Are
you make sure
crying?
you sleep on your side tonight, okay? I'm momming you. Oh, he's out.
Can somebody check in on him? Like,
I don't know. I'm away across. I'm like across the city.
I don't know where he lives. He
I'm
originally
in
was
Nova
leaves
Park.
around where he lives.
Oh Lord.
Mark, give us your address. I mean, bless you. Right.
On that note, ladies, I'm out of here. It's been a pleasure. Happy birthday, Mark. Call me tomorrow. Let me know you're alive.
Happy
Mark,
birthday, Mark. Call me as well.
Yeah,
All right.
wipe your face, Mark. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday,
Hi.
Mark. And I guess how do we get a hold of everybody here on social media? Let's do that really quick. Let's wrap that
I
up.
think I've
Oh, there you are.
messed up any social media that would happen from this podcast. But Jacqueline, tell us about your social media.
Instagram, Jacqueline Van Bierk. Same with YouTube. Yeah, Jacqueline Van Bierk, right there. The name. Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Bless you.
Do you have any music or videos coming up?
I'm gonna have. Yeah, I've released a new song. I'm hoping to get something out on 11/11, but you know, it's happening sometime this month.
Is Motivation Monday still a thing?
No, it's not. I'm just doing reaction videos now. 5 days a week.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm committed. But I always do something motivational at the end of each video because I like to
I
just
can't.
spread positivity.
I can't wait to see it. I'm fucked up.
You are
Jamie,
so fucked up.
Yes. How to get in
What's-
touch with me?
did we figure out the Eddie Murphy thing for you?
No,
No,
Okay,
but we'll
well,
work on it.
this isn't the time.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? I'm gonna ponder over the weekend.
Okay.
I'm gonna ponder over the weekend,
That's-
and I will have it. I'm so fucked up. I'm gonna have something for you.
Okay.
I love you.
That works.
I
I
love
This
love
has
you
been
too,
such a
Sugar.
pleasure, Mark.
Yes, it's been amazing. Thank you. And it's so great seeing you all and meeting you, Jamie. That was great. And meeting you, Hannah, like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's great
Finally.
seeing you
It's good to
too,
see you too.
Nicole.
Jacqueline gets to meet Harker. Hannah
Hannah.
Bakk. You finally get to meet
Yes, Hannah.
after all this time. Hannah, is
Yes.
Jacqueline as awesome as I ever said?
He
Oh,
always
yeah.
told me, he's like,
Even
you gotta
more
meet Hannah,
so.
you gotta meet Hannah.
Even more so. And I love your outfit. And of course, all three of you ladies look beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Follow
So do you.
Jacqueline on social media, Hannah?
What was that?
Do you follow Jacqueline on social media?
I
He's
believe I
asking if
do.
you follow Jacqueline on social media.
I
Yeah.
believe I do.
Yeah, we follow
You should, because she's a beautiful woman, a talented singer, and has so many interesting posts. And I took her to the Blondie and Elvis Costello concert,
Oh my
at
God,
the
that was so fun.
and we had so much fun.
That was awesome. We do
Happy
every
birthday,
drop.
Mark.
And it's funny because Jacqueline didn't give a shit about Elvis Costello. About halfway in, she's like, he's actually really good.
Don't hate.
And Hannah is showing us some of her dogs that she's
Baby.
going to put up
This is
for
King
adoption.
Lannister. You can follow him at King Lannister the Palm on Instagram.
Aw.
Aw.
He doesn't even look real. He looks like-
Yeah, right? He looks like a little teddy bear.
yeah, he does.
My
And
little
Jamie-
Sharpie.
Yeah.
Jamie, after the
Yeah.
show, and the show is a drunken fucking mess,
Mhm.
you and I will get together and we will perfect the Eddie Murphy bit.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
hope you hook me up with the person that's in your class.
I'll talk to her again.
But
Jesus Christ.
based on last time, probably not. But I adore you. I think you have lived a fascinating life, and I think it's a life that needs a one-woman show.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And I would be happy to help you write it.
Well,
You know,
thank
and the
you.
life that you have lived through and everything that you have seen, you have come out to be such a wonderful and beautiful person inside and out.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you, Hannah.
Talking about
Yeah.
Hannah Gatsby, she has not lived the half life you would have lived.
There's a lot of people that haven't lived a lot of shit I've gone through. Yeah.
Yeah. And we all have our backstories, you know. I
Yeah.
have a crazy,
So
crazy
Jamie, how
backstory
do
with
people
my
get a
life.
hold of you?
Okay. On Facebook, I am Jamie Gendron. And then Instagram, it is at Miss_Jamie_Gendron. And then Twitter, just look up Jamie Gendron and you'll find me.
Mm.
Great. And Hannah,
I am
glad to have
Hale
you back on
Hannah
the
Bakk,
show.
BAKK 666 on Instagram, or Hannah Bakk, again, BAKK on Facebook. And
we
if
have-
you are looking to adopt a Pomeranian, just hit me up in my inbox and I'll walk you through the process.
Right. And also, Hannah, you were on our show a couple weeks ago
Uh-huh.
with Arts and Clowns.
Vegans Uncensored, yes, my podcast, Vegans Uncensored, and you can also
Right.
follow us on Instagram at Vegans Uncensored, and we also have a Patreon, which helps
Because-
us go.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and that's because I'm
Drunk.
fucked up. The reason I dropped you as my co-host because you started another podcast without my knowing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then when you did that, and I had some Nicole as your replacement, you immediately were like, "Oh, I miss being on the show."
I do miss being on your show.
I'm glad you're on tonight.
I'm glad I'm on
we're your
tonight as
friends.
well.
And I'm glad that you get to see me in a fucking drunken state. There's not
It's
people,
okay.
a lot of people get to know me because I usually drive, and I usually don't drink when I drive. Like the time that you were at Jumbo's Lawn Room.
Throwing up everywhere. Yeah.
Yes.
Getting people to fight in the parking lot. Then I ended up at the Rainbow doing bad stuff. That night didn't end.
But if anybody wonders if there's any beef, there's no beef.
Yeah, there's no beef. We love each other very, very much. And Mark has
There's no beef with Hannah because Hannah texted me and said, "I wish I could be there and I can't."
Yeah.
Nicole, you are
Yes.
my partner in crime.
It's
Tell
true.
everybody where they can get a hold of you.
Nicole Sixx Books on Instagram and Nicole H6 on Facebook.
Were you entertained with the show tonight?
What?
Were you entertained with the show tonight?
I was.
I was.
Me too.
Everybody have a wonderfully creepy week.
Everybody have a
Yeah.
wonderfully creepy week. Happy birthday, Mark. Sleep on your side, drink water, and eat bananas in the morning. I'm going to check on you.